All right, so Nodal's not with us because reasons. We'll ask him when he gets here.
Yeah.
He's supposed to show up a little bit late. Who has a 100-word summary of all the trouble you guys got into? I distinctly recall reading a kind of Yuan-ti poem for you.
Yes, you did.
Everybody saying, "Oh, that one thing doesn't sound so bad."
I think it was mostly me.
It was
I'm pretty
Birdie.
sure
It was...
several people thought that thing sounded bad.
Yeah,
I just want to point out.
The whole thing sounded bad. Let me see.
Who remembers the 4 rungs of the ladder?
The House of Music, the House of Shadow, the House of Torment, and the House of Tyranny.
And the House of Blues.
We file that.
The House of Mouse. And the House of Mouse? How about that one?
And then what happened when you guys got to the House of Music?
They played music for us. It was really neat, and I was really appreciative.
And then we are now in the Kobold fuck box.
Treble, you cannot call the video that.
I literally just called it the House of Music.
Yeah.
So, in like a 90-minute or 2-hour long encounter, this is as far as you guys got up.
Yeah,
the first rung of the ladder.
We were higher at one point, then we came back down.
You haven't been higher than this. No, you've been to this ledge, but you haven't been any higher.
Oh, yeah, no, sorry, I meant we're higher than we are right now.
Yeah.
Like, did anybody... Like, I know that Nodal was talking about the music from Resident Evil 1, but, like, when they played this, in my brain, I heard the carousel music from the Ghost House level in Super Mario 64.
In Mario 64,
yeah, that's canon. That's canon now. That's what they're playing. Very, very good.
Yeah, I'm actually going to burn a couple more hit dice while I'm here.
You guys do take the benefits of the short rest in here, provided none of you attempt to leave the door during the hour. What is the highest passive perception amongst you? I know some of you got some crazy passive perception.
I think
It
mine...
comes out to be Windy. Or not Windy, Birdie.
Yeah, I have like 21 or something. Like, I had it up, and then give me 1 sec to get it back up.
Can I roll better for hit dice, please?
Oh, no, can't.
My passive is 21, yeah.
There we go.
After a few minutes in here, after 10 or 15 minutes, you've barred the door. You blocked the door so it cannot be opened from the outside without a great feat of strength. Or unless they blow it down somehow. I forget, Birdie, did you attempt to reset the traps in this hallway?
No, they told me that they would stab me if I did.
That's probably good, because all the kobolds know where the traps are, but if you reset them, your party won't be able to see them anymore.
Right.
After 10 or 15 minutes or so, you hear the Calliope music start back up in earnest. There's that moment of winding up where it starts out slow, where it left off as one of the kobolds is turning the crank. Birdie, standing next to the door, listening at the door, roll a wisdom check.
That's 18.
18. You're thinking they use this as an alarm to alert everybody in the compound that there are intruders. But now they already know that they're intruders. The place is on high alert, so it starts running through your mind. Why are they starting this music back up now? And you're thinking it's got to be to cover some other sound. And you listen very intently at the door, and you're very worried that trying to listen to something, but all you can hear is this cacophony of terrible calliope, very echoey music rebounding off the walls of this gods know how tall shaft. And nothing else enters your ears over this music. Let me refresh everybody's memory as to what's in this room, since you guys are starting out here. This is room number 3, the gatehouse. You guys have killed the trapsmith, the kobolds. There was an archer in here, but you did not kill the archer in here.
We killed him elsewhere, I think.
I need to turn on word wrap, otherwise I can't read my shit. Okay.
Good old notepad.exe.
You've triggered all of the skull poppers. That was funny. So the room itself, there are bedrolls strewn on the floor. Just a couple of them, just for the kobolds that were stationed in this gatehouse area, as well as a small extinguished cook fire. This rack here has sets of generic kobold weapons and tools and things. Nothing extraordinary. Lots of sling bullets. Just some standard, like, little tin pot helmets and things. In this corner of the room is a large xylophone made out of what looks like a rib cage, but it's not actually a monster's rib cage. It's very nicely polished wood made to look like a rib cage. And then on loops at the end of the stand, holding the xylophone up, are 2 mallets with which to strike the xylophone and make music. On this end of the room, where Raazu is currently standing, is a terrarium. A glass terrarium with a very heavy mesh lid, like crisscrossed with metal wires. The border of this is this very heavy metal frame, holding it in place. Inside this terrarium, you see a winged cat. Curled up, and you can tell by looking at it for a few moments that it's breathing weakly. It's clearly in some sort of distress. It's not healthy. You see some bones littering the bottom of the terrarium, and in one corner, a slightly sloshed over just dish of fetid water. And you guys are getting this muffled, echoey Mario 64 funhouse music seeping in through the door.
Well, I'm on it. I do music. Adrex goes over to the xylophone, picks up the mallets, and starts banging away.
Okay. I have a 21 to hit you, a 7 to hit you, and a 19.
7 doesn't. 19 does.
Okay. 8 points of piercing damage as you start playing on this xylophone, and several of the bars that you hit, when you strike them with the mallet, it depresses a string. Not a string, a spring that lets loose the bar, which splits along a seam and fires upward at you. And one of them whizzes past your ear. One of them strikes you in the chin, and the other one in the chest. And then, presumably, you stop playing the xylophone.
Adrex.
Adrex drops the mallets and goes, "Gah! Fuck! Ah!"
Adrex.
Yeah.
What did you learn?
Well, who are you? What?
Raazu scoops up the dim light torch and starts heading back to the hallway.
You carefully step over all of the triggered skull poppers. And Birdie's just there craning his ear towards the door, trying to hear for something.
Alright, Birdie, chances are they've trapped this door. So, you want to take a look-see?
Like, are we just going to...
Unless you got a better idea.
Okay. Like, you just want me to just kick it open? Is that what you're asking?
You can't
Or
kick
you
it
want me
open.
to...
The door opens inward, and you guys have barred it from this side.
I'm saying what you should do is you should probably see if you can identify any... Think like a kobold. What would you do to trap this door?
Well... do we have any gunpowder? Oh, you're not asking me to trap the door. Oh, never mind. Like I'll look for any. Is there any like space? How snug does the door fit into the wall? Is there any spaces that I could look for? Like, I don't know, tripwires or anything that they've put through?
Examining the seams of the door, you're relatively sure this is an airtight room.
That does not sound good. This is an airtight room, so what I would do, I would pump poison gas into the room, or pump all the oxygen out somehow.
Make an intelligence investigation check.
7.
A 7. Yeah, that sounds like a great thing that you would absolutely do.
Fact of the matter is, we're not getting anywhere locked in this room.
Okay, kick the door in.
I mean, if you kick this door, you're just going to hurt your foot, because it opens inward.
It opens inward.
And it's currently barred. You're going to have to remove the bars. As you guys line up, you hear a loud banging on the door from the other side. Like somebody pounding on it. And you hear this over the sound of the calliope.
Birdie yells in the Kobold, "What do you want?"
And the response comes in this... it may be the most unique voice you've ever heard, because it's very deep and dour. But it's also sing-songy. It's very melodic. And as it responds, first of all, you can hear it very clearly and effortlessly over the sound of the calliope, which shouldn't be possible if they're speaking conversationally. They would have to yell to be heard. And second of all, the whole time you hear the voice speak to you, you feel more than hear the drum beats, like somebody rhythmically hitting a bass drum. It's a pleasant sound, but the words are not as pleasant. The response comes in Kobold, and this very deep but also melodic voice tells you that he has the pleasure of being Lord Bharnur, that he has come down to negotiate your exit from his kingdom. And the whole time he speaks, all four of you feel these drum beats, the bass strikes.
What do we actually want to do here, guys? Quick aside, like, do we specifically know what we're doing for this rung?
We need to ascend the ladder. That's all that I can really say.
I guess we're just going out the top exit.
That's the idea.
Yeah.
Okay. Birdie will reply back. Just if you let us go out the top exit, we'll be on our way.
And he responds with almost grandfatherly sounding laughter, this belly laugh. That will be quite impossible, my dear friend. You will be going out the way you came, and not before paying a toll.
This isn't Kobold?
He's speaking in... well, Kobold is a pigeon of Draconic, so
Okay.
Adrex can mostly understand it.
Birdie will switch to common. What kind of toll?
And at that, you hear a loud banging on the door again. The response, again, in this Kobold tongue, is that he will not deign to use the tongues of lesser races.
Raazu mutters under her breath in Hobgoblin.
Adrex says in Draconic, yo, what's wrong with your cat?
And again, this response is this belly laugh, this grandfatherly... like, if situation wasn't murder, it would be nice to hear this laugh. And he says... and this time you hear the voice being directed away from the door a little bit. He says, I offer safe passage from the realm, and their interest lies with your cat. And very faintly, Birdie, just barely under, like, the sound of the calliope, you hear the sniggering of maybe a dozen kobolds outside.
Adrex gives a fake belly laugh.
He says, that you need not trouble yourselves with the cat. We turn now the discussion to the toll that you owe me.
I don't know. Cat seems like it's in pain.
Still waiting for the answer.
He tells you that the toll is one of your lives, and he will leave it to you to decide amongst yourselves which one you would like to give him. The other 3 will be allowed to leave and go in peace. Out the front door, of course. Now, I personally have no preference. My little tunnelers would like you to leave your own kobold. I'm sure they have many ideas on how to keep him entertained for the rest of his short life. But the decision is yours, my friends, and I will leave you to it.
Raazu shakes her head. Motions for everyone to back into the into the room.
I'm gonna stay at the door in case, see if I can possibly try and hear.
Make a perception check. Make it a disadvantage because you're working against this calliope.
That would be a 22.
A 22. That's at disadvantage?
Yeah.
That's right, because you're a rogue. You roll a 3, and then it turns into a 10, and it turns into a 47.
I actually don't get that ability.
You don't?
No, that's a rogue feature. You just probably get it. Like I get it next level.
Every
I don't know
rogue
about you.
yeah, I was thinking every rogue
Yeah,
gets
that's not a path.
Like, let me rephrase that. I don't have it yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But I have a plus 11 to. I have a plus 11.
Yeah, plus 11 is pretty good. So, you're listening, and you don't hear the voice anymore. What you hear is the sounds very close of like a scraping sound, like stone scraping across stone. And it's very faint on the other side of this door because mostly you're still drowning in this calliope music. What's going on in the room?
So you think we have Birdie? We throw open that door, have Birdie drop his shit, and then clear out the area, and make room for us to keep going.
Adrex is not paying attention. He is paying attention to the cat.
And again, this cat is just curled up. It's got wings on its back. Make a medicine check, Adrex, since now you're the one watching this cat.
I mean, what have these people even done wrong? As far as I know, we've come into their home not expecting to, have to fight. I mean, yes, they did attack us. We defended ourselves, but I don't know that we have any justification to continue slaughtering them. Of course, it sounds like they don't particularly want to hear any other solution, but
yeah, they've made their terms abundantly clear that they want to bleed one of us, and I don't think so.
No, that's obviously unacceptable.
Not compromising.
But we should probably see if we can keep this from coming to further blows before we throw open the door and start shooting.
Birdie yells.
How'd you do?
10 on medicine.
10. The cat's definitely ill, and it has wings on its back. But, I mean, it's a creature of a sort you've never seen before. It would be difficult to know the extent of its sickness without examining it more closely. Birdie yells what?
Whatever we're going to do, we need to do it quickly, because they're doing something.
Hey, my dudes.
Hey. And Wendy's also there.
Wendy pops into existence.
Did Wendy take the benefits of the short rest last week?
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, Red will come up to the door and call out in Draconic. Look, we don't need to kill any more of each other at this point. We're just looking for passage up to the upper level.
Birdie, make another perception check. No, the
disadvantage?
Disadvantage. The only important thing you missed is that we decided that the calliope music they're playing is the Funhouse music from Mario 64.
Yeah, okay. I'm glad that you could make important decisions without me.
21.
21? You listen at the door. You don't hear the bellowing voice again. You still hear the sound of scraping. And you also hear, in Draconic, it sounds far away, and they're singing out of tune and out of time with the calliope music. But whoever is working out there is singing, "One will die, or all will die. One will die, or all will die." Over
by the way,
over again.
Nodal, they told us we could leave back out the way we came if we left one of us to die. So that's basically what you missed.
Can we leave one of them to die instead?
Their preference was me. So
the Kobold's preference was you. Lord Bharnur had no preference, and he left the decision to you guys.
Also, Adrex played the xylophone and took damage. Just leave it
You
at
didn't lose a point of charisma and then learn the ability to play the xylophone?
that. No, I didn't.
And now Adrex is trying to figure out what's up with his cat. No, now Adrex is in the hallway. I've noticed.
So, Adrex, does it look like this cat is diseased in some way, or is it like it's like suffering from some kind of illness?
With a 10 on medicine, it's difficult to say, Adrex.
Yeah. I don't know. He's ill. And
Birdie
he's got
yelled.
wings, and it's weird, and...
Anybody got animal handling training?
I have animal handling.
Oh God.
I know, weird, right?
So here's my thought: is maybe if I can remove this disease, this cat might be of help. Maybe, I don't know.
Well, this cat is clearly powerful.
Looks like so windy.
On the metrics of
On the metrics of cats.
Does have wings.
Okay, so listen. So cats are already death on all birds, right?
Okay.
Now this cat has wings.
well, like we need to hurry because they're doing something. So grab
That's
the cat.
a force
and let's go.
multiplier.
Well, here we go. Here's the thing: is if it is suffering from some kind of disease, then I can remove it.
Sure, yeah, and I'll calm
Well,
it down so that you can get over to it.
Okay.
Okay, so how are you trying to calm it down? I mean, right now it's not it's unhealthy, but it's not panicked. It seems very calm already. It's resting and it's breathing weakly. Windy can't see that it's breathing weakly, but it is.
All right, yeah. So let's just open this up, and if it looks like it's getting distraught, then I'll attempt to speak to it soothingly. I don't know.
How do you
Animal
open this
handling.
up?
Does it look like it has any? Like, how did it get in there?
It's got this big, heavy wire mesh contraption sitting on top of the glass terrarium. The frame of this wire mesh is some sort of metal.
Can it
Looks
be
like you can
moved?
maybe lift it off, but it also looks extraordinarily heavy.
There are. I have wire cutters in my Tinker's kit and pliers.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't
That
want
would
this
do it,
cat
too.
back in the terrarium afterwards. Let's wire cutter this up.
You have to come get my stuff and take it because I'm standing by the door and listen.
Yeah,
'cause
you got
this,
it.
This is a bad idea. We should leave now.
Well, we got plenty of time.
I'll go grab those wire cutters.
Okay. This is going to be a very difficult thing to do when you can't really see what you're doing.
Yeah, Red, help me out with this.
Yeah, sure.
Birdie is very distressed. He's like jumping back and forth from one foot to the other.
Birdie, we're not gonna let them kill you.
No, they're gonna this is an airtight room we're in. Like,
Breathe through your
How long
nose.
do you think the oxygen will hold out?
We'll be fine.
Breathe through your beak.
Can I do a thieves' tool check to try and open this?
Do an intelligence thieves tools check first,
Sure.
as you're examining the lid.
And then int. $17.
You go in with Birdie's wire cutters, thinking you're just going to hack the wire off. But taking a look at it, getting this close, you notice two things about this wire mesh that stand out to you. One, the actual wire parts are razor sharp. And you see what looks like dried blood splotched on a few areas of it. And second, it's not just a mesh with wires overlaid on top of each other. You see that the individual wires at the intersections are connected with what looks like a series of very carefully tensioned springs.
Mm-hmm.
Doing anything to these wires is potentially dangerous. If you were to cut one, it might lash up at you, or it might cause a chain reaction and cause all of them to lash out A kobold definitely
Can I,
makes this thing.
Can I attempt to disarm that as if it were a trap?
You can, but if you fail the check, it's going to hurt a lot.
Hurt me or hurt the cat?
You.
That's fine.
The cat will probably be fine.
Yeah, let's. Is that Dex Thieves Tools?
Yep, Dex Thieves Tools.
Minded of that moment in Shadowgate where you let out the creature from the cage.
That's 27 on Thieves Tools.
Make a
It's a
dexterity
sad
saving
thing.
throw.
Raazu, where are you right now?
Right next to you.
Okay. Yeah, that's a lot.
To beat a 15?
And that's plus 4, Raazu. Yeah, it's a 20,
Yeah.
29, I think, maybe a 30.
You go in with the wire cutters, and you cut a few of the wires that you think are less tensioned that will also allow you to lift this cat out of its container. And as you do so, one of the springs depresses on the far end of the cage, causing the razor wire to snap shut all across the wire mesh. You're anticipating this, and you get your hands out of the way in time. There's this loud noise, like a belt being snapped. And then you see the mesh start to slowly reset itself. However, you now have a hole large enough that you can carefully reach in and take this cat out.
Can I do something to prevent the trap from resetting?
It's already reset by this point. It only took a couple of seconds.
Okay.
Without
So I guess I'll grab the
understanding
cat.
reach in and take the cat out?
Yeah.
Okay. And at first, you get your hands on this cat. You feel the bones of its rib cage as you lift it out. And its hair is very matted and dirty. And at first, it makes some panic motions when it's being lifted out.
Shh. It's all right. It's all right.
And then you get it
Here,
into
have
your
some
arms.
food.
And you're holding it now, Red.
Can I scritch it?
Sure.
I will scritch the cat.
And it leans into the scritch.
I'm gonna give the cat some jerky.
Give it some jerky.
Cats love jerky.
I think a lot of cats are really snobby and only like raw food.
Windy.
I don't think you understand how good my jerky is, Red.
Windy, make a perception check at disadvantage.
You got it. This is like a half elf. It has all the advantages and none of the disadvantages of a cat and a bird.
Is that how that works? I didn't know.
That's a 12.
Well, 12. Birdie, you're still hearing this very faint scraping sound.
Birdie just whines, guys!
Windy, you hold out the jerky, and the cat sniffs at it very suspiciously. And then you feel the tug as the cat takes the jerky and begins to nibble it.
Hell yeah. Okay, so how are we gonna destroy all these kobolds so that they can never hurt my precious son ever again?
After the cat takes the jerky out of its mouth, though, its head retreats back into Red's chest where he's holding it.
That's fine.
I'm gonna reach
It's
out
safe there.
and touch the cat. Remove disease.
Okay.
Brickard will never let us anywhere near a cat ever again.
The cat speaks up and says, "You assholes have no idea where I've been the past 60 years."
Oh my god, Dazzy Baba!
Not again.
No, you reach out, you remove disease, and it doesn't do any harm. The cat doesn't look any cleaner or less malnourished, though. It is still greedily eating this jerky.
We can deal with that over time.
Yeah. All right. Well, now we can leave.
Now that we have the cat, we can leave and go
Birdie.
into combat.
As they're in there messing with this cat, like, concentrating on this scraping noise is a little difficult because of the sound of the calliope. Because you know there are kobolds out on the platform actively cranking it, it's not going to wind back down. So you kind of lose the scraping sound and have to search for it again and keep concentration on it. But you've lost it for like a minute or two by this point, as this stuff with the jerky and is happening in the other room, and they come around the corner.
Birdie, here's the plan. I'm gonna open this door. You're gonna drop a Hadar right on top of that, on top of any of the assholes that are right out here. Not on me. Not on me.
I don't
I
know.
want you to say that. Not on me. Not on Raazu.
Right, not on me.
So,
Gotcha.
Birdie,
Not on Raazu.
here's the complication with that. If you open the door, there's not enough physical space on this platform to place Hunger of Hadar where it will not reach into this hallway.
Right.
Because it's a 20-foot radius.
Mm.
And these are 5-foot squares.
Mm.
So it's going to, even if you place it way back here, it's going to reach almost to the back of this hallway.
Okay, then.
think I
Scratch
have
that
a
plan.
better idea.
All right, what's your plan?
We just go out
Adrex, do
there
you
and
want this cat?
kill all
It's
the
a little bit.
I'll take the cat.
Okay, I'll give you the cat. I need my hands free for weapons.
And it is clearly distressed as Red is handing it over, Windy. And as you take it in your arms, it's like reaching out with its... and Red, you notice this cat has no claws.
Uh-huh.
They've all been violently torn out.
Oh my goodness.
And it's reaching for you, and it notices that you're leaving. Windy, you become very aware now.
Yeah.
You've been told this cat has wings.
Yeah.
You're not sure you believe it, because you haven't felt or heard it spread or flap its wings at all. And now that you're kind of holding it doesn't want to be held by you.
Yeah.
You're expecting to be like buffeted with these feathered or furry wings, and you're not. Instead, you get this kind of pained muscle movement sensation against your chest where this cat's wings would be. And you realize these wings are long broken and useless.
Oh my goodness.
And yeah, Red gets
Alright.
his weapons out, and Windy, you have this clearly distressed cat who's desperately trying to get away from you and back to Red.
Can I use Animal Handling to calm it down?
What are you trying to do?
I'll just try to soothe him. Look, he's still right there. And also, I will destroy all of your enemies with my powerful feet.
Go ahead and make the animal handling check.
Windy wants to be its friend. That's what the check is.
That's a 20.
A 20?
Yeah.
So, you do get it to calm down, but it's certainly not happy. I'm gonna
That's
just
alright.
read to you from my notes. The winged cat is a prisoner and imprints hard upon whomever releases it from its cage. So
That's
I'm really
fine.
glad that the emotionless Yuan-ti, who does not know about your human love, is now the cat's daddy for the rest of the campaign.
To be fair, cats do not also know about human love, so match made in heaven.
I learned this week that the thing about cats having a parasite is not bullshit. That's apparently a real thing, and I love that.
What?
Oh no, that's totally a real
Yeah.
thing.
Toxoplasmosis. It's a parasite
Yeah.
that cats give out that makes whoever gets
I
it
would
less
call
afraid
it
of
a
cats.
yeah.
So everybody who thinks they love cats has just been fooled by cats.
Oh no!
Anyway.
Anyway, back
Birdie,
at the
what's
door.
your plan?
What's the plan, Birdie?
We just go out there and kill all the kobolds.
Okay, need something a little more detailed than that, little guy.
Well, we need there's not enough room for me to drop the Hunger of Hadar, so we can't really make a plan unless we go out there and look and see what's going on. We could tell them that we could offer me up as bait. That's a bad idea.
Yeah, no, it's a bad idea, but it's a pretense.
No, it's a bad idea. We're gonna skip that one. All right,
How
so
about you open the door and I destroy that Calliope?
right, okay. Birdie just opens
Red
the
will
door.
yell out again in Draconic. Look, I don't know. Is there anything else we can pay you aside from one of our lives for safe passage through here?
And Birdie
Red,
waiting
they've
a few
already made-
seconds, listening. Now you don't hear a response. You don't hear the scraping noise, and you don't hear any singing or sniggering on the other side of the door.
Everybody, get out of the hall.
Alright.
So, Birdie, you start laboring in unbarring this door so you can open it from this side.
Right, I'm gonna unbar it, right?
Mhm.
But I would like to potentially get ready to dodge before I open it.
I think that's going to be the effect of your evasion feat, or your evasion class feats are right there.
Mm-hmm.
You just get that.
And then as soon as it's unbarred, I'll open it.
And you attempt to, but the door is now stuck somehow. When you try to pull it open, it has some give to it, like maybe half an inch or so, but it's wearing on your arms. What's your strength score?
A 10.
A 10? You're not going to be able to open this.
All right, let me take care of it. Give me a crowbar.
I mean, sure.
Yeah.
Raazu, you have the aid of the crowbar. Go ahead and make a strength check at advantage.
Okay.
Your strength's not a 10, is it?
No, it is not.
It's not Garbo, okay.
Much higher than that. Yeah. That's a 19.
So it takes some effort. Not an incredibly large amount of effort, but a little bit of effort. And the door kind of comes open with a pop. On the other side of the door, the actual physical door, which would have been the outside, you see this kind of grid of what looks like a sandy mixture, and then looking out of the room you realize why. You've been bricked into this room, and the mortar that's been slathered between the bricks smeared onto the door, and you cannot see out.
What a bunch of assholes. What a bunch of assholes. Birdie.
Very fresh mortar, has not had the time to settle yet.
Windy, get over here, quickly.
Alright, I'll head over.
Okay.
This is your wheelhouse.
Yeah, what do I know about fresh mortar? How can we screw with this? Can I, put some liquid on this and it'll soften, or...
I mean,
what?
if you give it enough time to cure, where it hardens, it becomes a brick wall. And that,
sure, but
I don't know how long that takes. Right now, it should be very easy to demolish this wall from either side.
Yeah, and I'll say that. I'll say you just need to kind of do some damage to this. You can get it out of the way, though.
Alright.
And even if it was cured and actually mortared, it still wouldn't be an incredibly large amount of effort for people. You've got tools to work with in this room, and you've got your weapons and stuff.
Yeah, so...
Meanwhile, I'm going to go back with this cat and have some of this wine.
Wait, what wine?
The Amontillado?
Raazu starts throwing her shoulder into the brick wall and trying to pry stuff out of the way with her trident.
Okay, make a strength athletics check.
$21.
And you manage to loosen a couple of the bricks to the point where you can take the butt of your trident and poke them out through the mortar. And you do so?
Yep.
And now you're looking out, and you dislodged one of the bricks, and you're looking out into the blackness of the room. The sound of the calliope gets much louder, and very notably, you do not see the ambient pink glow coming up from the bottom floor anymore.
Keep going. Keep clearing out bricks to make room for everyone.
And after a couple minutes of work, there's a clatter of bricks as you manage to bust your way out. And roll initiative. I've got to roll initiative for 9 different things.
Some of them could just spontaneously die. That helps.
Can we just...
Of old age.
Can we just do this?
Okay. Kobolds, Urds, Archers, Trapsmiths.
Or poor dietary habits. Spontaneous heart attack.
Give me a second to get all my notes configured here. Okay, I think I've got all the colors still here. So I need a red one, a black one, and a white one. Oh, I don't need this purple one. I don't know what I made purple last week, but it's not going to be purple this week.
I think those were the Sturgis.
Right, yeah. Okay, that's why I don't have purple this week. Alright, so we don't have you. I'm just going to delete all of this. Oh, I don't need white. I need a white is my lair actions. I need a yellow one. Okay. I'm going to put that on 16. 14. 12. 5. 1, 2. Who haven't I placed? The black one. Okay, we're going to enter this initiative order on Raazu's turn because she is the one. So yeah, just looking through. So the space you've opened, you haven't opened the entire doorway. You've opened a space small enough for Raazu to squeeze through.
Okay.
So it's going to take you 10 feet of movement to exit this door.
And I do so.
And you need to make me a dexterity saving throw.
You're within 4 feet of Raazu.
17.
17.
Die instantly, no save. Oh, wait.
I think it means you take half damage.
Meh.
Seven points of fire damage, which you can cut in half because you passed the save. As you hear clattering, like the sound of small stones on metal above you, and looking up, you see a tube. Actually, first of all, this rope is no longer here. We can get rid of this. That's not there anymore. I don't know whose rope that was, but it doesn't exist anymore. Congratulations. A kind of crude metal tube has been lowered from this window up here. And clattering down through it, you see the glow of red-hot coals and pitch being poured down it. So it's siphoned directly onto your head and around the floor, and you try to jump out of the way. And you manage to do so without causing yourself to ignite, because you passed the save. You take only residual damage. The good news is this... Ooh, that's not what I want. Where's what I want? There it is. This area here is on fire now, as the pitch hits the area in front of the door, and the flames burst forth. And Raazu, over the calliope music now, you hear the kobolds whooping and hollering from these windows and from this ledge, and you realize the whole party is about to start again. You still have your action, as I recall.
Dodge!
Are we sure that's really the good news?
That's...
Raazu calls out shouts into the hallway.
Let me real talk for a second here, because I've been playing
Yeah.
D&D since the 80s. I've been playing since 1989 or so.
Yeah.
In all that time, neither as a player nor a DM have I ever heard, in D&D or any other role-playing game I've ever played, an action stated with such conviction. I've never met somebody so sure that's what they want to do on their turn as Raazu right there.
Raazu calls back to the calls back into the hallway, lets them know what the situation is, and then prepares her butthole, basically.
Okay. That's going to bring us to
Figuratively, that is.
Birdie.
Right here, look, see the fire, and then I'm going to use the wand of create water to put the fire out.
Okay.
Let's see. Can I get the whole thing with the wand to create fire?
Create fire?
Want to create fire?
Can I have a wand to create fire? That'd be awesome.
No,
That would not help in
no.
this situation.
Absolutely not.
Also, we would not give that one.
That would not
Birdie.
help. ... in any situation.
Water falls as rain in a 30-foot cube, extinguishing exposed flames.
Yeah, so that would do the trick. Because you only got to do it in a 10-foot cube, so...
Right. So I'll do that, and then back up to
You
make room for somebody else.
expend the wand and then retreat back into the hallway?
Yeah.
And that ends Birdie's turn?
Right.
Okay.
AC's 19, Brickard. I'll be right back.
All right. I gotta roll some percentile here. Oh, I guess I do need purple after all.
Okay, let's... Alright, I can put out 4 more fires.
If you just gather them all up into a cube, you can put out way more than that. Like, you got most of the chamber with that, didn't you?
You guys back in the hallway and Raazu on the ledge, you hear the singing kind of resume. Again, out of tone and out of time with the calliope music. Echoing mostly from above you, but you also hear it from this ledge, the kobold singing, "One will die or all will die," and then Raazu, almost unceremoniously, has one of those awesome bug sacks crashes right next to you. However, this one is not a swarm of sturges. It's a swarm of incredibly angry cave bees. Do you know what a cave bee is?
You're making that up.
I did make that up. Nobody knows what a cave bee is.
Raazu does.
Raazu is about to become intimately familiar with them. Then my lair action on 20 might trigger. I don't think it can do anything, though.
Cave bees.
Raazu, somewhere high above you, you hear the sound of chains and gears winching into place. And you realize that the ballista is again operational. That's going to bring us to... I got 3 lair actions. Nobody gets to act between them.
Yeah.
15 doesn't do anything, though. That's going to bring us to... Oh, I guess I should put this one back on the board, just in case somebody decides to go down to the bottom floor. Red, you're up.
Alright, so move to here. I'm standing in the now smoldering pitch, I take it?
Yeah, it's not doing damage, but I wouldn't stand there, because you're directly under this metal tube.
Yeah. And this is a swarm of cave bees?
A swarm of cave bees, yes.
Let's move to here and let's try stabbing it with this brand new Dragonbone dagger.
Okay.
So that'll hit an armor class of yes.
Okay.
Well, these cave bees about to have a bad day. Doing cave
I don't
bee
know.
things.
I believe these do an extra 1d2 ice damage, but you can let me know if I need to roll anything else. I'm just going to roll the normal sneak attack.
Yeah, it's one extra 1d2 ice damage, on top of its regular dagger damage.
10, and then you become ice tinted. Ice. Hey, cat! Oh my god.
See, it's tricked you into thinking you like cats.
What did you do? Hold on, my monitor went out.
Just cat murdered the monitor.
Think she just dodged the power cable?
He heard
One
me
second.
talking about toxoplasmosis. He's like, shit, I've got to destroy the computer before he learns too much.
There we go.
They know our terrible secrets.
Oh my god, that's great. I'm really happy right now.
That's separate, so... That would be 42 piercing damage and 1 ice damage.
Okay.
Did you double Did you double these two? You didn't double these two.
Oh, I
right?
didn't double the ice damage, you're right, that's a die. Another 2 points of ice damage, so...
All right.
3 points of ice damage total.
Just barely enough to kill the swarm. As you throw a flurry of stabs with this new ice dagger, and it seems to do the trick. It's really hard to stab a swarm, but the residual ice damage off this dagger is getting some work done. As eventually the cave bees that aren't killed disperse, and the swarm is no longer a threat.
It's cutting action dash back into cover.
Okay.
That's the end of its turn.
All right, that's going to bring us to green.
Raazu's no longer fairy fired and is dodging.
Mm-hmm. That's yeah. Nobody's fairy fired
Yet.
yet. Okay. For they have disadvantage. I'm going to delete all of these. I was using these as a reminder to myself on where kobolds were that you could not see. And... Alright. Raazu. Make a dexterity saving throw.
Ha! Can't hit his AC? Well, fine. I'll just make you throw dex saving throws for the rest of your life. 16.
16. You hear some metal groaning above you as the tube is repositioned a few feet to, I guess it would be
Directed
to
toward
your
me?
left. If you're, I don't know why you'd be facing the wall, but go ahead and take 9 points of fire damage, which you can reduce by half, and you are not on fire. And now this 10 feet is on fire. You will be on fire if you end your turn in one of these squares while it's on fire. Alright, then we're going to hit you with a bunch of slings. You have an AC, right?
I do. It's pretty stupid.
Is it stupid?
Yeah, it's pretty stupid.
I have a...
Can we see any of the things that are shooting at us?
you can't see anything, no.
I'm trying to figure out whether or not the things are just invisible to me, which has happened before. Invisible to me, Nodal the player.
Okay. Right now, Raazu can't see anybody shooting at her.
Got it. Okay.
Because... Well, belay that. Let me apply all these rolls, and then...
Yeah.
Raazu, I've got an 8.
Nope.
I've got a 6.
Nope.
I've got a 14.
Nope.
I've got a 12.
Nope.
And I've got a 9.
Nope.
Sling bullets start raining down on you. Several of them from up above, so they must be coming from one or more of the windows up here. Several more from off behind you, which you surmise to be the ledge back here. And all of them miss. All of them just either peg the wall behind you or bounce off the calliope or land in the burning pitch. And that's going to bring us to Wendy's turn.
Wendy, deal with the pipe.
Yeah, so I'm gonna set this cat on the ground here,
Okay.
over by Red, so it'll be happy.
And it immediately curls up around one of Red's feet.
Uh-huh. And I'll just put it down there. I say, Red, try to get it to drink this healing potion if you can. Later.
Wendy, entering this space, you're going to sustain fire damage.
It is what it is.
10 points of fire damage. Stepping onto the flames.
Alright, and I'm going to take flight and head up here. So this is where the pipe is?
Yes, this is where the pipe is attached to. And at the top, there are 2 kobolds just inside of the window with a whole big basin of burning coals and pitch. One of them is working this huge shovel. The other one, they have winched this pipe into place, and he's able to move it back and forth just enough to hit the whole spread in front of the door, but no wider. And when they see you land there, partially on fire, because you just walked into the fire, they are not happy about it.
No,
And also,
I bet they're not.
You hear the buzzing sounds in the back of this room as well.
That's cool. Check this out, though.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to whip them both with my whip.
Yeah, I would. That's what I would do.
Mm-hmm. Testing out the air with it as I go. So spending my key points. And one for each. What?
Wait, what are you doing with key points?
I'm using Sharpen the Blade.
Okay.
Sharpen the Whip. So that's a 14 to hit.
I do believe a 14 will hit, yes.
And a 17.
And that will also hit.
Alright, let's go for the one who's shoveling first.
Okay.
That's 17 magical slashing.
Okay.
Is he down?
Oh yeah.
And then for the other, what is that? That's a 1. So that's 10 magical slashing.
And that's it for him too.
And I'm going to step in front of the pipe. I say, I think the pipe's good for now, Raazu.
Yeah, there's a large metal funnel affixed to their end of the pipe that they're able to just shovel these hot coals and pitch into.
Yeah.
Birdie, we're gonna need to douse it again.
Is that it for Windy?
Yep, I'm good here.
Okay. It's going to bring us to blue. I still have 2 of these guys. I thought you had killed them all last week, but you did not. 2 of them must have retreated. Like common cowards. Sorry, I'm doing some cut pasting over here. Raazu.
Hey,
How we doing? I have
you know.
a 19
that actually hits.
and a 5.
5 does not. No, sorry.
5 doesn't do it.
Dodging
Yeah.
has betrayed you.
Hey, you know what? I missed. I voted a lot of sling bullets and stuff. Like this is what I am needed right where I'm needed right now.
This isn't a sling bullet, though. One of the rocks dropped from somewhere high above you explodes on the edge of this ledge right here.
Mm-hmm.
The other one crashes against your shoulder, dealing 4 points of bludgeoning damage. And then the rock thumps into the pitch near the edge of the front part of the ledge. That's going to bring us to Adrex.
Okay. I have a question.
Yes.
Well, let me move first. 1, 2. No.
Remember, it takes 10 feet of movement to get out the door, and you're stepping into fire.
Right. But I was wondering, can I hold an action that once Adrex sees this fire go away, he can move?
Yeah, you'd be taking
Yeah.
the dash action on your reaction.
All right. Then Adrex will do that. He's going to...
Once the fire's out, he
Dashes.
wants to dash out the door.
Yes.
Okay.
So he's bracing himself. He's ready to jump from like starting position at a marathon. He's ready. He's ready.
Okay. It's going to bring us to my red, not your red, my red. Raazu. I have a 7 to hit. And an
7 does
11
not do
to
it.
hit.
That also does not do it.
A pair of arrows come sailing down from above as well, and they just stick into this pitch. And the feathers and wood on them begin to ignite. And that's going to bring us to... I have one of these guys left, I think. Yeah. Yeah, there's one. He's not doing anything this turn, though. And you killed my swarm for no reason. Raazu, if you end your turn in the fire, you will be on fire.
Is it my turn?
It is.
Absolutely wonderful. I'm going to step out over here, and I'm going to dodge again.
I'm going to dodge again. Okay.
Yep.
Oh, you're carrying the dim light torch.
I am.
Okay. So the only reason I was rolling for disadvantage was because you were dodging them. Not because they couldn't see you. I thought I was rolling a disadvantage because they were far away and couldn't see you. Alright. That made it really easy to hit, well, relatively easy to hit Windy with the ballista last week, because she was carrying that dim light torch everywhere. That's going to bring us to Birdie.
This is a plan. This is my plan.
So I'll move 5 feet here,
Okay.
expend another charge, and put this out.
Okay. Adrex, you're triggered.
Shoomp. And Adrex looks ready, like he's about to climb that pipe.
Looking at it, you're not sure this pipe would bear your weights. It's because they threw this thing together in less than an hour.
Damn.
I'll certainly let you try, but it's not likely it'll bear your weight. It looks pretty rickety, and you're not sure how it's attached up top.
Balls! How am I going to get off this platform? Okay, well, Adrex has spent most of his movement to get out of the place anyway, so...
Get to level 12 and get wings.
Yeah,
I'm 110 experience points short, alright?
Oh, we should have given you another blip.
Birdie.
Yep. Does it take me? It's not gonna.
No, you do
I
not need to. You do not need to squeeze because you're small.
All right. 10. Now, how much movement would it take me to get to the pipe?
It is 10 feet off the floor, so you just have to climb up to it. But again, looking up at it, you're not sure it would bear your weight.
I know, but it'll bear my weight better than it would Adrex's, so I'm going to go for it.
Okay.
And that's... So that's...
Oh, hold on, don't move anywhere yet. I get to roll a saving throw for the pipe. Birdie.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, Windy.
Yeah.
Standing here focusing on the buzzing sound and getting a sense for where the other kobolds in this room must be, you suddenly hear like a metallic scrape and then a snap. And spinning around, you realize the funnel and the top of the pipe are no longer sitting there. As Birdie scampers up the wall and grabs it, and even the weight of him and his equipment have dragged it off. Birdie.
Can I try and grab the wall?
You can take 6 points of bludgeoning damage from falling down in front of the door.
Alright.
And this... I should make you take fire damage because the pipe had burning coals going through it, but I'm going to be charitable. Just remember this when it's your birthday.
Okay.
And the wreckage of this metal ramshackle chute clatters around you. Windy, there's no longer an easy way for you to shovel burning coal down onto in front of the door.
Onto Birdie?
Yeah.
That's a shame.
You'd now have to roll to hit. Birdie, what else would you like to try to do?
Got a grappling hook?
No. Are there any handholds on the wall that I can use?
Had you
Like
been
how
up in
s-
this room previously? I forget. Birdie made it up into
Yes.
this room, right?
Yes. I did.
Okay. Not in the wall, but you recall in this room that there is a rope ladder coiled up kind of where Windy's standing that could be thrown down to your ledge. It's just not down right now.
What are the walls made out of? Is it worked or unworked stone?
A weird mixture of both. In some places, it looks like the wall was solid enough to, like it might be a natural volcanic shaft or something. In other areas, you see where it has been bricked and worked. It's not going to be more or less difficult to climb than anything else. It's going to require half your move speed, and if you stop on the wall at the end of your turn because you run out of movement, you're going to have to make a check to hang there.
How tall is the wall?
That's an excellent question, which I had done all of the math for previously. It's going to be from ledge 2 to ledge 4 is 32 feet.
So it would take 64
feet of movement to get up there if you're climbing.
Which I have. Well, let's see. I think I have exactly 65 feet if I dash. Let's see. And I use 10 feet to climb up here, right? So
You use 20 feet because it's 10 feet above the wall. You had to climb up 10 feet.
Okay, so I'd be 10 feet short. So I'm just going to step back into the hall.
Red, you watch Birdie step back in the hall, rubbing a bump on his head.
Stay here, cat.
Oh, it's not your turn. That's what you see because
Sorry.
Birdie hit the floor pretty hard. All right, 50-50 shot at this. Excellent. I love it.
I don't.
Here's some more bees for you. Coming down out of there. And you hear the winch and chains of the ballista as well above you. But it does not fire. And that's going to bring us to red now.
All right. Stay here, cat.
The cat does not stay here. It makes every effort to stay attached to your leg. In fact, go ahead and reduce your move speed by 5. Unless you don't care about hurting the cat, in which case you can have.
And
your
I guess I
full move
will.
speed.
Cunning action dash. Move to here and stab this new swarm of cave bees.
Okay. And as Red comes out of the door, you see he's got this cat is wound and grabbed onto his boot, and Red just doesn't have the heart to kick it or shake it off.
That'll deal a total, that'll hit an armor class of 27.
Oh, here, I should probably give you XP for the ones that you already killed, shouldn't I?
Helpful.
Yeah, 27 will hit.
And this is again with the Dragonbone dagger for 35 damage, of which for 2 is cold damage. I'm sorry. All right.
How much
stupid.
piercing?
Sorry, no, never mind. It's 31 piercing and 2 ice.
Okay, so the swarm is still up, but it is bloodied.
I already used my cunning action to dash because I have this cat on my leg. Can I use the rest of my movement to put the cat in my pack instead of on my leg?
That's going to require an action, because part
Okay.
of what that's going to entail is getting this cat's like feet and wings wrangled together so they'll go into your pack. Because it's not going to be enough to go in there.
I think the cave bee attack is is better than all the attacks from above, so let's go ahead and back.
So, to be perfectly clear, every single thing in this entire dungeon area was designed to be an impediment to you, including this cat.
Yeah.
That cat you designed to break my heart.
I don't know if the bees get an attack. They might not have any reach.
They don't, because they their reach is literally 0.
Yeah. Okay. That's the end of Red's movement then.
Okay, that's going to bring us to, I do believe, Windy. Yes, Windy.
All right. So you said there's some horrible bee noises coming from in here.
Yeah, the back wall. Were you not in this room last week?
I think I jumped from here to over here
Okay.
doing some Prince of Persia shit. I remember saying Prince of Persia shit.
Beyond the buzzing noise, to get any more information, that is going to require an investigation check, and there are kobolds in this room with you.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go hunt down some kobolds.
Okay.
All right, so
It'd be
let's
nice
head
if-
forward until I send some kobolds.
I mean,
Would've
you
been
walk
nice if,
forward about 20 feet and then bump into the wall. If you billow...
Can I hear
then-
any kobolds anywhere?
Yes, you can. Off to your left back here.
All right, I'll head towards them
Okay.
because I just need to get within 10 feet of them.
Two of the kobolds that were actually preparing to continue firing down sling bullets. But as you reach them, they're definitely aware of your presence, and they're each holding daggers.
All right, let's start whipping.
Okay. I literally read a forum thread, I think on EN World or something. Why would anybody take a whip? It's the dumbest weapon. It doesn't do anything.
Disagree. Hard disagree.
All right, so that's one auto miss and a 17, 18.
17 will... Either of those will hit. You can take your
Yeah.
pick, which one you want.
I'll just keep raising it.
Okay.
Raise it until you hit it. Yeah, that
yeah,
makes sense.
That's the plan. For 12 magical slashing.
12 damage, and that one is dead.
All right, and then I'm going to use my martial arts to kick at the other one.
Okay. It should go without saying, but the previous kobolds whose bodies you left here, the bodies are no longer here. They've been taken
Because the
away.
kobolds ate them.
Probably not in the little over an hour since you killed them, but
Birdie seems pretty hungry. So that's a 21 to hit.
that'll hit.
For another 11 magical slashing.
And that one's also dead. And there are another pair of kobolds in this room, but you're not certain where because they must not be wielding weapons.
All right.
They will be shortly on their turn, though, so don't worry.
That's fine.
Oh, I skipped their turn. I gave you their turn. Oh. Look what I've done.
Everything's ruined now. Start over. Start the combat over.
Ruined. I'm gonna go ahead and give them their turn now.